I'm Tom Savini, and I'm a special makeup effects artist. Here at the Douglas Education Center, we want to try to make your Halloween the best ever. So check out this easy do-it-yourself tutorial and learn a few tricks. You can learn a lot more at the Tom Savini Special Makeup Effects Program at the Douglas Education Center. So check out dec.edu when you're done, and have fun and make it look real.
Today we're going to make fake blood. You can go to your supermarket and get all the materials you need to make a really realistic fake blood. What you're going to need is a blood base, and the easiest thing to use is clear karo corn syrup. You can get this in any supermarket. You're also going to need to color the syrup. So you're going to need to get some red and yellow food coloring. It's also a good thing to get this small set of assorted colors. You get red, yellow, blue, and green. They come in small little bottles like this, and they're very convenient to use. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a container, and you want to make sure that when you're working at home, you don't want to upset your parents, so you want to lay down some paper because this can get really messy. And also, when you're working with these food colors, they do stain your skin. As you can see, they get on your fingers, you can't get them off. So we're going to take a little of this corn syrup. We're going to dump some into a container. I'm just going to make a little bit here. And the first off, what you want to do is you want to take some of the red food color and mix some in. Just drip it in slowly so you get a nice red color. You're going to need something to stir it with. You can use a spoon or a spatula or something. You want to slowly stir the red in until you get a nice color. Just add little bits at a time until you get a nice red color. Now the red that you choose may be a little too intensely red, so you might need to doctor it up with a little yellow just to make it a little more orangey. So I have some yellow here. Put a couple drops of yellow in. And I'm going to throw in just a few drops of green. You know, if you put in too much green, it's going to get really dark, but I'm going to put in one drop. See where that takes me. Stir this up. Should have a nice red blood color. So let's just see how this is going to look. You want to test it out on your skin to make sure it's not too translucent. Look at that. Basically, you just want to mix it until you get it to a color that looks appropriately nasty. Let's try this. Look at that. If you want it a little darker, you could go a little wee bit darker by adding another little drop of green. The green darkens it down a little bit. Just don't add too much. Stir it up really good. Let's test it again. And that's a fairly good color. It spreads pretty nice, but when you spread it out on the skin, it sometimes beads up. And if you're having that problem with it just separating into little beads, which blood doesn't do, you could take a little bit of clear ivory dishwashing detergent. This is a soap, and you could do two things. You could either spread a little bit on your skin, on the area you're going to put the blood. You can take the blood formula, and then when you spread it on the skin, it's going to spread nice and smooth and stay spread instead of beading up into little beads. You can also take a little bit of this soap and you can put a little bit into your blood formula, and this will also help it flow better on the skin. Now, if you want a darker blood, like if you're going to do a zombie blood or you want more of a dried blood, just add a little more green. And add a few more drops. Stir it up. And what I get is a really nasty dark brown blood. This will be good for black and white photography, or zombie blood, or dried blood. You can even use a combination of both. You can take some of the red blood, you can kind of mix it in with the dried blood, and you get a combination of the best of both. Like it's coagulating, or there's a cut, and it looks really nasty. Also, you can make a thicker blood called gel blood. And there are various materials that you can use that you can get at the drugstore or in the supermarket that you can use. Now what you can do is, if you want a thick blood gel, is you can use several products. I found this, close-up toothpaste. All right, this is a red gel toothpaste. All right, you can see how it's just a red gel. If you take a little bit of this, squirt some into a little container, take a little bit of red food coloring, squirt it in there, mix it up until we get a nice red. Add a little touch of yellow, just to make it not so bright of a red. And a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit of green. Now you have to be really careful with this, because if you put too much green, it's just going to turn really dark. So I try to use as about a half of a drop. Stir that in. What you end up with is a nice blood gel. So then you can add a little more of the toothpaste in there. Stir it up. What you get is a nice blood gel. This will stay, where you want it. And if you want to, you can make a darker blood gel by adding a little more green, stirring it in there. You get a nasty dark blood gel. If you can't find the toothpaste, or you don't want to use the toothpaste, you can use hair gel. This is a clear hair gel. I got this at Sally Beauty Supply. And you could use this instead. It's a clear gel, and it works the same. So these are some tricks that you could do with simple materials that you can get from the supermarket. Have a happy Halloween.